This video is on the AN PRC-47. It's a Vietnam Cold War era 2 to 12 megahertz single sideband transceiver. It's semi-portable. It can be backpacked, but it's a really heavy radio to do that with. We'll take a look at a couple features of the radio. Probably the first one is starting off with it only moves in 1 kilohertz steps. So you have to move in 1 kilohertz increments, which could be kind of a bit of an issue if you're doing like CW. So I'm going to show a modification that can be done to the time base in the radio to change this. Let's start with the transmitter first though. This one had some corrosion issue with the roller inductors and the plate tuning coils, so that's typical for a radio this old. So just go in there and do some cleaning on them. There were some other contacts and small issues that were problems. You can see the antenna connection there. It was kind of designed for use with a whip antenna that's screwed in, but you can make up your own adapter for 50 ohms. Power control, 2 modes, high and low power. We'll go ahead and put the radio in tune. It was already pretty much tuned, so there it is, about 100, 110 watts. I'm going to set the meter down a little bit on the radio and make sure that our plate tuning is peaked. And we'll go back and touch up the loading. When using a 50 ohm load, the loading control wants to be set to 0 on this. You can see it draws a little under 20 amps at full power. So after that's done, the radio is pretty much ready to use. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test, test, test. So one of the things about it is that 1 kilohertz increment stepping thing. So we're actually going to do some modifications or changes to the reference oscillator in the radio. You kind of see on the schematic there what the mods or changes are. Part of it involves interrupting the old thermal control circuit they use with a varicap. So you remove the foam from the reference oscillator module, which is all pretty much perished and rotted anyway. And with that done, you could go ahead and relocate the 2 wires that were shown on the schematic, the red wire and the green wire, to the plug. Fortunately, there's plenty of spare pins. And we'll bring that out to a Clarifier control, which is a 50K pot located in the old 120 volt 400 cycle fuse hole. So that kind of shows you where that goes and some of the things involved with running the new cable to the pot. Modification isn't particularly difficult, but you do want to take some time to make sure it's done right. And this isn't my modification. Actually, Breck Smith, K4CHE, has done a lot of the groundwork involved with the PRC-47. And on his website, k4che.com, under modifications, you'll find there's a wealth of information on how to do this and other modifications on the PRC-47. So that's always worth taking a look. So we got the new cable in, everything's all connected to the new pot. Let's actually see how this thing works with the RIT. So you can tell if you do CW operations, it's really nice having this feature. Also, it helps to clarify when you're listening to a single sideband. Collins always seems to have a problem with their Vox circuits, and this radio is no exception. Now, the nice thing about this is in CW, it does work in full break-in. You can hear it here. But in the voice mode, it's really annoying and leaves a lot to be desired. So there's a modification you could do where you find a little green wire that's tucked into a little wiring harness by J2 that's not connected. It goes to pin 11. That wire is a PTT override. Once that's connected, then your CW voice switch will act like a receive transmit switch. And that's kind of how it will act in the CW. It's no longer in break-in mode. The thing is, though, in voice mode, there's a nice push-to-talk transceiver. So that kind of concludes the tour of the PRC-47 at this time. Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching.